So we're back for day 31 of Blue White Approach. I actually just read on Twitter that tomorrow we'll be able to play reprinted cards in this standard format before Ixalan's release, which is awkward. So like Spell Pierce, Lightning Strike, and Duress, for example, will all be legal tomorrow. Which means we may play a little mono red tomorrow. But for today, we're going to play Blue White Approach. Should have played it yesterday, so I'm a little behind on it already, and I'm going to try to be less salty today than I was yesterday because I was kind of a sore loser yesterday. So let's go ahead and get into the game. Hey, Loco. Yeah, figure we'll do it. I should have put the 26th land in it, but quite frankly, I was just too lazy. Like, I had it all loaded up, I had the pictures made, and the deck updated, and all that, and it was yeah, I just didn't want to make new pictures. So let's see how badly that punishes me today. Turn 1 Swamp typically means turn 1 Zombie, and Zombie is a good match for us, but this hand isn't particularly great as we don't have any interaction at all prior to turn 3. Probably will need this land this game, so we'll go ahead and play it. So we're going to have to try to find a Fumigate before we dead, folks. Ooh! Maybe it's not zombies. Maybe it's like some kind of brew, or maybe this is just a random colorless land. Kind of interesting. I really, really like this card, by the way. What are you into today, James? I think we're going to play mono red tomorrow because Lightning Strike becomes legal in standard tomorrow. And that seems fun. Trying to decide whether I'm going to go with Village Messenger because Lightning Strike's a little more of an aggressive card, or if I'm going to go with just Soul Scholar Mage because I think it's a better card. Interesting. We'll go ahead and cycle this one. Potentially, I should have cycled a Censor there, considering I know I'm going to be tapped out on this turn anyway, and then going into my 4 mana spells on the turns after that. But, where he's missed a land drop and not played any spells for the past 2 turns, when I'm holding up Glimmer, the Censor might still be good. With your kind? What's your kind? I know it was a typo for kid, I assume, but it's funnier if I pretend like you're talking about your time. They always do that on Moto. They for some reason they aren't good enough coders, or I shouldn't say good enough coders. That's probably the poor way to phrase it. For some reason, the way the platform it has been written, they can only make changes during downtime like that, and their downtime is on Wednesday. Ixalan releases Monday on MTGO, so they had to have those cards be legal on Monday. And so instead of putting in an extra downtime, they just went ahead and made them legal since it doesn't really affect a whole lot anyway. Most people will be at pre releases and stuff, but I personally wish they wouldn't do it like that. But like I said, it's not a big deal. It's kind of fun. It's a little something different at least. We get to play with Spell Pierce and Duress. Spell Pierce will make this deck a lot worse, but you know, like I said, it doesn't really bother me. I'm pretty excited to play Mono Red with Lightning Strike, to be honest. The TBH. What if he was just playing around Censor all game, or if he just drew that? Yeah, I think it will. I think Mono Red and Teamers are going to be roughly the only playable decks as of tomorrow, which is another reason to get us in a nice little blue-white approach league today. If we go 4-1 in this league today, I'll probably come back and do a late evening Pummeler stream. Feeling a little ill though, so I don't even know if we'll get through this stream. I've not felt well for the past couple of days. He attacked me. He wants none of Gideon. He does not care. Psycho Vatland. We'll try to be less salty today. I was pretty salty yesterday. Alright, I guess I'll just cast this since he's attacking my face. If he's attacking Gideon, I wouldn't even bother to cast this. We choose this hostile desert. I gotta dig out my old Russian lightning strikes from like Pharos or whatever they were legal in. So our opponent must have just drawn a million removal spells this game. He's still just not playing anything. Maybe some kind of two-color deck and he's just not drawing well. Could be that blue-black self-mill deck. I think they play, well, I mean, he's obviously on some more budgetish deck, I guess. Supposed to do some card sorting today and looking for cards for an EDH deck as well in paper, but gotta be honest, don't feel great, probably won't. Well, there's Bay. We don't need to play the Rivulet because we have double illumination anyway. Just not gonna bother. It only gives him one more turn and we're still above 20. With double removal spell, if something did go drastically awry. We're gonna have to get a much faster draw next game. Kinda feel bad for our opponent. What's up, Chris? Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to work both of them in at the same time. Wonder if I can just build a burn deck. I wonder if I can just play like. What if we just like made an imminent doom deck with lightning strikes and flows and collective defiances and all sorts of fun? Probably be terrible, wouldn't it? Not a lot, just approaching people. Trying to let them see the sun. And because of the cast out, we get our approach next turn. Collective Defiance rotates out on paper. We're talking about Moto. As tomorrow, Lightning Strike is legal in Moto. Lightning Strike, Duress, and Spell Pierce, all the reprinted cards. So even like Twin, whatever you call it, the artifact one. Like all of that'll become legal on Moto tomorrow. Opt will be legal in Modern, for example. Because Ixalan releases on Moto next Monday on the 25th. So they have to change what's legal and banned today. Or not today, but with Wednesday's downtime. Well, I mean, we have to cut cards somewhere, right? So we'll probably be cutting a braids if we do that. So, like, it doesn't increase the amount of instants and sorceries we'd have. Uh, Typically versus like zombie decks, I'd like to sideboard out this more expensive chatter. I usually sideboard out one approach, but I really don't want to sideboard out one approach versus the more brewish build of the deck, I guess. I'm probably just not going to bring in all the Linvalos in. I think it was going to be pretty easy for us to win with approach, providing there's no Lost Legacy. If there's Lost Legacy, I think the cat should be enough. I'm not thinking so. To be honest, they're annoying me greatly. They still won't tell me how many promos they are for Friday, and that really, really aggravates me. I don't even know if I'm going to go to Friday Night Magic over it. And Tyler said yesterday they were going to change what they're doing at Friday Night Magic. So, like, we still don't have that information, and I'm one of the firm believers that thinks you should never change something, more than, like, say, a week before. So, like, Monday's, like, the very latest that they should have changed anything. And, like, they still haven't changed anything. Who knows if they're going to today? Hey, they're kind of aggravating me in general. I'm pretty sure, unless something changes over the course of the next couple hours, that I'll be going for at least the next two Friday Night Magics to a store that I can trust will have the Fatal Pushes. And then after that, start coming back to Page 3. I technically only need one, but I would like to get one every week because they're worth money. But it's less about that and more about the fact that Wizards sends them X amount of promos. So if promos are going missing, that means they either have an employee that's still, and he was a 2-color deck, by the way. It means they either have an employee that's stealing them, or B, they got shorted from Wizards and they should just tell us, or C, they're keeping them to sell, which is a thing that they have been known to do in the past. Could have just got shorted. But, like, they should just tell us that, right? Because they gave out 13 the first night, which was 3 too many. Then they gave out 8 the second night and 8 the third night. So technically, they're one ahead. They should have given out 30, and they've given out 29 so far. But I'm probably the only person that even cares. Second approach is always nice versus the aggro decks. Being able to cut that extra 1 to 2 turns off of the clock is insane. Between the Caracal and the Descend, as long as we don't get Lost Legacy, we probably have plenty enough time to get to them. Probably could have censored during my main phase and looked for a Gideon, but that's probably a little bit better play. It's very unlikely that I'm going to get to censor anything this turn. So I think me not cycling censor there was probably bad. Like, hey, rewarded for our play mistake. Because I really think the correct play was to get rid of the censor. Then again, them having a 5-drop Scorpion King or God was nowhere on my radar. Tap it again. Well, if they only got 30 or 40, they've given out 28. So that means they have between 2 and 12. So he's down to 3 cards in hand. Rancid Rataroo. Just going to attack with the 2 cats. If he blocks and they trade, I'd gain that much life off of a Fumigate later, and he may just take the other 2. I don't really care if he attacks with a Cropper because the cat would be attacking back for 2 on the following turn, so overall I'd be netting 1 damage over those 2 turns. I don't technically need any of them, I just want to collect them for long term. Well, he let me gain 2 life that I didn't need to gain with that Abrade. There is a common I want. Might be uncommon. Forget what it's called though. It's a Halimar Excavator. Yeah, that's what it is. One of the important cards for the EDH deck I'm building. I say EDH. EDH. Still break even on life. But we should have lost 1 technically. Yeah, I'm finally broke down and just ordered my food chain. Supposed to be here Saturday, but I'm hoping that it'll come early. Yeah, so we only have to fade a few things because of the second approach. This game wasn't very interactive. He didn't really put a whole lot of pressure on us, and we didn't really have a whole lot of decisions to make. The only decision I think we really made this game is whether to attack that 1 turn or not. I guess the only decision we really made in 2 matches, well, the censor decision as well, but that turned out to be right, even though I think I played wrong. Woo! The approach deck is absurdly good versus like the little bit slower creature decks. It's not very good versus mono red. It's like 50-50ish depending on how you build it versus the vehicle decks or whatever. It's insanely good versus zombies, insanely good versus teamer, but like in general it's just a little this is pretty good versus the slower creature decks. Anyway, so it's time to advertise, because advertising is what makes us all smile. If you like what you're seeing, make sure to click the follow button, and especially click the buttons down below in the profile to both my Twitter, where you will find every deck list we play every time we go live, and just random musings and opinions on stuff, and also my YouTube, and especially follow the YouTube. The YouTube is Bay. On the YouTube you will find all of the past streams and some other content. And on the YouTube, if you're watching from there, remember in every video, in the description below, there'll be a link to both my Twitter, my Twitch, and the deck list we played in that event. Hey, hello, you expired. First time I saw you. And hello, Vladimus as well. It's going well today. Hope it's going well for you too. And you have talked about this already, but I see standard lease close tomorrow. Will they come back up? Will it be the same standard, or will it lose all the old sets and only be able to play with Kaladesh? From my understanding, and I don't know how true it is, like I've not read it yet. This is going off just random things that I've saw on Twitter. It seems like it will be the current standard that we already have with the reprints enabled, and then Monday, Ixalan rotates in, and it'll be the other sets will rotate out. This is from my understanding, which kind of doesn't make sense to me in my mind. Like you would think that the old sets wouldn't be legal. We're going to mulligan this. We don't have any blue mana, and the handle's a little weak. Again, this hand's pretty weak, but we'll keep it. We'll bottom that. I'm actually going to pop up the Moto and or pop up Twitter and go see if I can read it for myself while we're at it. I assume I find a link on Lee Sharps. Let me double check this. Sorry, guys. Actually, I'll just send a message to Lee because I'm kind of confused. Sorry about that. I'll continue to look at it to just double check. We'll take Brawler. That's a pretty good one. Ooh, I forgot that Vintage Super League is tonight. Oh no, Standard will be rotated tomorrow, so all of your Gideons and stuff. Okay, yeah. The Standard will not be the same Standard. I was wrong. Tomorrow, Battle, Shadows, Oath, and Eldritch Moon. Yeah, I realized I said that in a kind of a messed up order. They will not be legal tomorrow. Wow, I started dropping a lot of frames just then when I was looking that up. Well, that changes things. So we get to play Lightning Strike in mono red before Ixalan comes out. We get to add like Spell Pierces to decks. That actually would be kind of interesting. It's kind of like a brand new format in a way. Yes, Ixalan reprints will be legal. I'm actually kind of excited about that. Uh, this little cheeky one of Essence Scatter. Yeah, it's actually gonna be kind of cool. This deck certainly gets worse. Hey, Dumbo. Yeah, well, Spell Pierce being around, this deck certainly gets worse. This deck gets Opt, though, and Opt's kind of cool. Another Voltaic Brawler. Big money. One time, fam, no blossoming defense. Actually, Blossoming Defense wouldn't even be that bad right now because we drew the cast out. Leave the Censor up just in case that they are on like Glorybringer or whatever. Pretty sure I'm just going to let him hit this. Really only want to use these things to stall with anyway. Man, that makes me sad though. I was kind of looking forward to trying that Imminent Doom pile. Man, the black discards or the black removal is so much worse now. Like Walk the Plains is not being an instant makes me sad. Why isn't Walk the Plains an instant? Uh-oh. Wasn't expecting that one. Alright. Well, we need to find land drops anyway, so... Red Rover, Red Rover. That's not a land drop. Is this a land drop? Or at least something that cycles? That's also not a land drop. Hey, we got there, fam. Unfortunately, he can still kill the Gideon, but he has to not put anything on the board. Yeah, we do get that one. That's like 4 mana though, right? Uh-oh, little bristly Hydra. It's a good time to have drawn that card last turn. I forget what it's called. Somebody linked it to me the other day, and I was like, it's definitely a sweet card. Is it black or is it black and 3? We also still have Hour of Glory, which I guess is relevant. Like, Scarab God's a very good magic card. Black. I'm supposed to read the spoilers and like start brewing. Like I had a plan. I was gonna like do the Sato Wayfarer stuff and like just show or like make like 10 or 12 quick brews or whatever. But honestly, felt pretty bad. So I've not taken the time to like I should have. Not felt good over the past couple of weeks. I think I got a little touch of something and never like stopped and let myself get over it. So like it's like nagging me. And then beyond just general nagging, locally speaking, the pollen and stuff's real bad right now. So Gideon has done a lot of work. All I want to do is write the word Chad on it because of local dope. This is a lot of mana. What's going on here? Okay. I guess he's doing 2 damage to Gideon? He could have killed Gideon the turn he played Bristling Hydra and he didn't. But go ahead and cast Stasis Snare now in case I draw a land next turn. That's not a land. Uh-oh. Okay. That just doesn't seem worth it. He's got to cast a second creature at some point, right? I guess it's still worth it because he's got so much energy now that if he drew, or if he had like a fling and drew a rampage, it would certainly kill me. Like a fling would have killed me just by itself, right? 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. Yeah, I think a fling would have just killed me. Alright, let's go ahead and get this on the table then. But he could have drawn the fling afterwards, I guess. You're still just gonna see every streamer playing Cube, man. The cubers love Cube. Most of the people that play Cube put Cube before life. So this match is typically a lot harder than it is, but our opponent just drew very poorly this game. This match is typically fairly hard though, because you really just can't stop the electric static pummeler and the fling. Alright, so what do we like in this match? The Cats and the Linvalas do a lot of work versus the non-electrostatic pummeler, and the negates are actually pretty good as well. And as usual, we sideboard out a lot of just this slower removal stuff. Don't actually know what to take out for the last two cards. In previous iterations of this deck, we had two Effer Meltdowns that we took out. In this build, it may be the Little Chads. I think the Essence Scatter's still good enough. Might be a Spell Snare and a Cast Out even. Let's try this. Oops. Keep the Little Chad around. Double negate, double approach isn't particularly a good hand. The cast out almost made me keep that hand, but I don't think the cast out's good enough. We'll definitely keep this though. Negate may stop us from getting comboed, and we have a fumigate, so. He's kind of good versus their 2-drops, right? Like, they have 4 Longtusk Cubs, 4 Voltaic Brawlers. Like, he does a lot of work versus both of those cards. It's one of the reasons I didn't really want to take the Stasis Snare out. And on the play, I might bring the Snare in over to cast out. No creature on 3? Interesting. Could just be playing a million Bristling Hydras, or he could be playing around a Censor. Or he could have a bad draw. Teamer? Oh, Teamer, how we miss you. Alright, well, there's nothing we can do about that thing. We do have a negate to try to stop from getting comboed, which is kind of nice. Can't counter that. Red Rover, send us 1,000,000 untapped lands on over. I guess I'm not going to keep that. Second Fumigate's kind of nice. Little Chad may be nice. Depends on what his follow-up is. Like how we have the Fumigate for a backup plan versus a lot of the follow-up. We can just slam Little Chad and, like, negate a Blossoming Defense if he has it. Wouldn't die to Fling, he doesn't have enough energy. And we might get to steal another card with our Fumigate, which is kind of nice. Go, go, little Gideon. You are our favorite friend. It's down to 3 cards in hand. Bad boy Chad. Wait, that doesn't do anything. You're not getting ready to fling something, are you? Seems like a lot of cards. Alright. I guess he's using his entire hand to kill my little Chad. Oh no, he's trying to kill me with a fling. Gotcha. But I'm at 21. This is one of the reasons this deck's good, by the way, versus us. Because you just have to, like, fling this little pummeler. Well, assuming he concedes now. He did not concede. Should have probably attacked there. Yeah, not attacking there was probably wrong. It actually stops me from being lethal this turn. See if he wants to spend some energy. He did not spend energy. Okay. Cat Scratch Fever takes another game down. Cat Scratch Fever! Sorry. Let's go ahead and start the next game. It's a pretty hard match, though. You saw how, like, the opponent could win without even attacking was just a fling. Which is why we kind of have to bring the negates in. Um, so again, short on lands. So we're gonna mulligan. Wow, it's even worse. Alright, we'll keep. We have 3 lands, a counterspell. I'm gonna keep this thing too, just for security. I don't know what deck that I'd actually want to keep Displaced Alliance versus in the blind, but eh. I apologize, by the way, if you guys can hear the weed eater outside. A suitable replacement? No. It gets Walk the Plains, but I do not consider that a suitable replacement to that card. Sneaky Snake. Oh god, we're glad we have a Blessed Alliance. We're pretty good versus this deck too, but any deck that you mulligan to 5 versus isn't always the greatest, especially when we have to hit 7 lands. Everybody plays blue-white approach. You know that, James. Goodbye, Sneakity Snake. Unfortunately, we can't do anything about that. Maybe we can draw our one of Stasis Snare. That'd be great here. Red Rover, you're not my one of Stasis Snare. How many times I'm going to say Red Rover today? Uh-oh, boys. He's down to 19. We're massively in the lead. What's he going to do now? And Blue-White Emerge is a hard match for me. I think you've had enough cards. Don't want him to draw 2 cards next turn. So I certainly don't want him to draw 3. I think we're in pretty reasonable shape as long as we just like draw lands every turn the rest of the game. Is that too much to ask? Just give me a land every turn the rest of the game. I'll take that back. On turn 8, you can give me a second approach if you really want. Yeah, a little Bristly Hydra here. He's still got 4 cards in hand. Hopefully a few of those are removal spells. Still have a good life total, but I saw a pretty decent looking Esper deck. Virtus Gearhulk. Hopefully he doesn't have Blossoming Defense. Sweet, no Blossoming Defense. Staying alive, friends. Staying alive. Three cards in hand. Hopefully at least 2 of them are removal spells. Oh wow, if he's just slamming this by itself, that's pretty good for us. I think we're willing to take 3 damage once to try to hit a second creature. Boo. Boo. I say boo. uh, Alright. We'll just hope he doesn't draw a creature this turn, I guess. Really regret taking that 3 damage now? A lot of his creatures doesn't power this too. That one certainly does. That one's the best creature in his deck. I still think we win this game if we draw our land. Probably don't win it if we don't draw our land anymore. So Supreme Will can still technically counterspell a Gearhulk, so I guess we'll hold the Supreme Will up for a turn. Not sure what he's doing now. Maybe he doesn't understand how that interaction works. Or maybe I don't understand how that interaction works. One of us doesn't understand something here. Alright, sweet, it was him. I wasn't entirely sure, but I was hoping it was him. Wasn't entirely sure, but we were hoping it was him. Alright, well, we need to land more than anything. Argument is, like, maybe should have took the second approach there. Yep, looks like we should have took the second approach. By a lot. Who knew we were going to draw exactly that, though? So as long as he doesn't draw a creature this turn, I feel like we're a favorite. And he drew a creature this turn. That's bad. Because now he can kill little Chad. While being lethal next turn. And we drew a land, so we're just dead. If we kept the approach, we would have won this game. I wonder if we should have kept the approach. So we're dead on board now. We might be able to Blighted Cataract into nothing. We don't have enough mana. So. Could have punted this game. Be interesting to find out whether I did or not. Alright. You got us with Aronis that I don't think should be in your deck. Yeah, I could have punted that game. I'm not really sure. Anyway, I like to bring in all the creatures versus these decks. That's fair, but if I didn't draw a land, at least I drew a spell, and maybe the spell could have got me out of it. It could have been like a Blessed Alliance or a Fumigate or a Cast Out or like it's going to be a spell. Like what are the only spells that would have been bad in that spot? I guess it's like Censor and Essence Scatters the only spells I could have drawn that would have been very bad in that spot. Anyway, so Versus these decks, I generally like to bring into alternate kill conditions because they could have Lost Legacy, and then I sideboard out some of the slower blue spells. Actually thinking about bringing in Descend as well because he has Ronus, but I don't really think that that's worth it when we have Cast Out and Stasis Snare already in the main deck. Yeah, I don't actually know which one was correct there. Like, I'm trying to think about it. We know the one would have won, but it doesn't necessarily mean it was correct or incorrect. This hand's much better. We got to keep all 7 cards this game, which is fun. It's always fun when you get to keep the full 7. Or, well, rephrased, when you happily get to keep the full 7. Sometimes you keep 7 and you're like, probably shouldn't. Little Chad's pretty sweet. He's back. I need to get some more paper copies of this card. I only have the one. No attacky for you. Sneaky snakes. We see you, sneaky snakes. Prowler's kind of cool. Yeah, you're probably right. I'm not 100% sure, but you're probably right. I was in a spot too, though, to where, like, I felt like it was going to be hard to get back to that approach. Huh. Opponent's got all the kind of interesting cards. Attacking with both. Attacking with neither. Attacking with both. Alright, figured it out. What? Changed his mind? Yeah, the deck isn't overly complicated, that's for sure. Alright, little Chad can take 2 damage. I think that turn was fairly easy. We still have double Blessed Alliance for whatever he resolves this turn. I don't really care if he resolves a Planeswalker. Yeah, I mean, it was close. I believe what I did was right, but I'm not sure. I'm also not a very good Magic player, so feel like I'm barely above average. Ooh, he had Nether in his deck. So makes a Zombro. Uh, the Supreme Will might not hit anything else. I like the idea too of being able to get the Harvester of a Blessed Alliance this turn. This deck doesn't rotate. This deck doesn't lose anything. Spoiler, I'm casting a card that rotates, but what do you have a link to that article? I'd like to read it. I actually think the addition to Spell Pierce the standard, and I believe that the fact that there would be an aggro control deck now in standard, and I believe the fact that there will also be uh still a red deck wins deck is all going to make this deck a pretty fair amount worse, I think. Just go put both of these on top. I can cycle the Censor, or I can use it. There's the only other 2 mana spell in the entire deck that I could get is a Essence Scatter. So I don't think, or that I could get Essence Scatter on that day. All right, let's pop this up in the other window and minimize it to read after stream. Oh wait, I have read that article. Glint's fine. I probably will cast Blessed Alliance here. I also like having the Censor because the Censor plus the Rivulet cuts out a turn on the approach. Well, that was a great draw. That actually causes some issues. I'll go ahead and make him sack it, I think. Though gaining 4 life might be better. I think it'll only do 3 to one way. So I'd like to draw an untap land in the next 2 draw steps. That's not an untap land. Guess we're just going to take 1 giant hit here. Untapped land would still be fantastic. Could save like 8 points of damage killing this, but kind of want to set up for the win instead. Untapped land? That's not an untapped land either. Well, that causes an issue. So it's 6 cards down now. That's 5 cards down after that. Alright. So we know we can draw to approach next turn if we want. Probably depend on what he plays. It's just a giant walking ballista? Sure. Hmm. Kinda interesting. I think it's worth it to give us the chance for the fumigate. But do we survive 4 more turns? I don't think so. I think it's better to go ahead and just draw it. And maybe draw a land on the turn after that. Sweet, we didn't mill anything we needed. So we know we're going to draw approach this turn, and now we just have to try to survive until we draw a land. Which should be doable, possibly. That was a good draw for him. So an untapped land or a fumigate are great draws for us. Oh, wow. Those were the 2 cards he drew for his turn. That's pretty sick. Still gives us the same amount of outs, though. So a 26 land, or sorry, a 25 land deck, 3 of them come into play tapped. So there's 16 lands left in our deck, only 13 matter plus 3 fumigates. So we have 16 cards into 37, so we almost have a 50% chance. So blocking like this prevents the most damage. So that's 9 plus 6 at my face would be 15. So we block here, it makes the Regal Caracal better, right? So we block here, and if he throws 6 at my face, we take 15 down to 2. If we have to play the Caracal next turn, it can like block, block, block. I gain 4, but I take 7, so I'm still dead next turn. Alright. I guess we prevent as much damage as we can then. And try to draw one of our 16 good spells. That's not one of our 16 good spells. So I think we're probably just dead. Especially if he gets an untapped land. Yeah, we're dead. Oh well, I think we were like 1 turn away from winning both games. For the most part. So yeah, we have no out here. Oh well, this is an exceedingly good match for us, but it happens. Anyway, on to the next match. Not a big deal. Remember, if you like what you're watching, give us a follow. And look at the links down below in the description to find a link to my Twitter. On my Twitter, you'll see every time I go live, all the deck lists I play, and random musings about stuff. On my YouTube, you'll see all of the streams, some non-streamed content, but very little right now, hopefully more in the future. And if you're watching from the YouTube, in every video, there is a description box below it that has a link to both my Twitch, my Twitter, and the deck list we're playing. But yeah, give anything you want to follow a follow. If you want to follow a follow, to follow. I keep saying the word follow, people click follow, right? Follow. I guess if that worked, I should keep saying give me $1 million over and over. Like, show me the $1 million. Now shut up. I'm gonna go play on my cell phone. Thank you for the link. I don't know if I said that, so I'll say it now. This queue's taking a bit longer than normal. Apparently, Lucas Blohan is taking a step back. I don't know. It says he's like a TCG, Team TCG now or something. And we have found opponent. We have no white mana, and we have double white spell, but we're on the play, and we have one cycler or an interactive spell early and a supreme will. I actually think this hand's a keep. Well, thank you, I appreciate it. Trying to get better, but not a particularly good Magic player, and streaming, takes a toll on me. Well, that's practically the best card they could have versus me. So we've cut all our 40s and stuff out of our deck, and we've cut the Effer Meltdowns out of the main deck. So basically, when we built this version of the deck, we were conceding that we were probably just going to lose to all mono red decks. Just trying to dodge them. Can still get lucky and beat them, but we're certainly an underdog in this match now. Being on display gives us a little glimmer of hope, especially if we hit the second white. We'll censor any spell that can be censored. I would have censored an incendiary flow there, like literally any spell that can be censored. The Fumigate the Supreme Will I'll be slightly tighter on because I really need the white mana. Like I would not get a burn spell with the Supreme Will. I would get anything that can attack with haste. Probably would get a Karl Zev if they have a second. That's kind of scary that they just played nothing on 3. Which means their hand's loaded with the powerful 4-drops. So we don't want any of this stuff really. I guess we'll take the cast out. We can cycle it and it's a removal spell for some of his 4-drops. Yeah. Well, it looks like we're going to be cast outing a Beaumont. It's nothing that we really ever want to do. To see whether he wants these 3 cards or those 3 cards more. Can't let him keep playing cards from his hand though and then use the Beaumont. Just kind of unfortunate that we have to take the additional 2, but we had 2 lands and a braid, so his hand got considerably upgraded. It's an argument that I could have did that on my turn. No, we still don't have a second white. Our life's getting lower and lower. Yep. Can't counterspell that. Now they can buy those back on the following turn even if we do draw our white. Oh yeah, we're boned. White mana into approach would win. Yeah. Oh, best game. Never drew a second white the entire game, so. Alright, for the sideboard, we bring in all of these spells. Again, almost always sideboard out the slower blue spells. Versus any of these fast decks. Anyway, so we'll play first. Like I said, we know we're probably not beating this match when we get paired versus it. But it's fine. He did mulligan this game twice. And he scratched to the bottom pretty quickly even. I have an Essence Scatter and a Gideon, so like they do some things here. Ooh, that was very good for us. I just want to let that resolve. Yeah, we have a Gideon and a cast out for the next 2 turns, so like letting that resolve seems like it doesn't do well with my lands. I would like to make a token there, but the cash cropper. Trying to decide whether I'm attacking or not. Kind of want to. I don't think we ever win this game doing this, so that might just be wrong. You could just have a terrible draw, though, right? Sure. Hmm. It's probably better to bless and alliance it. I know it lets him buy it back and all that, but yeah, it lets him buy it back. Screw that. We'll just cast out it. It's down to 3 cards now. Wonder if there's a world where we actually can win by attacking. Yeah, I feel like I have to start ticking up to Gideon now. probably shouldn't have been attacking with it ever. The fact that it has 2 loyalty instead of 4 loyalty right now is probably a pretty big mistake by me. Probably a pretty big mistake by me. Yep. Wee. Got quiet in here. Wonder if it's me. Wonder if it got quiet in here because of me. What is this thing? Another Hazret? It's a good thing we drew a 3rd cast out. It has to draw some lands. Oh, the 3rd Hazret. Sacco? Technically ahead in the race if we hit a land. If we don't hit a land, we're pretty far behind in the race. So we just have to play to draw the land. This is unfortunate. We didn't draw the land when we needed to, so... But we're in okay shape. Hey Steve, what's up, man? Think we're gonna win a weird game versus Mono Red? Like, he definitely has things he could draw here. You just draw Glorybringer and Chump Block. Maybe attacking with the Gideon was right. That's not good, man. Did you at least open anything worth anything? So I don't think there's really much to change. I think we, again, just kind of have to hope our opponent mulligans and doesn't play things. Bringing in Descend. Oh god, 1 and 4. Wow. Not solid. I don't think bringing in Descend does a whole lot. It beats one Hazoret, but like it comes down 2 turns after Hazoret and it's already did its damage. Alright. We'll just hit submit deck here and hope. Like I said, definitely not favored in this match. Well, this hand's certainly a mulligan as well. At least he mulliganed. We have no white mana again. I'm not actually sure what that is. Alright, so this hand's technically everything we need but white mana. It has early interactive spells. Oh, that's Nahib or something. Nebia? Neba? I know what that one is though. That one's card's kind of cool. I don't think I win if I mulligan to 5, and I don't think I win if I keep this hand. So like I'm in like this rough spot to where I don't think either of my options do anything. Alright, I'll keep it. It's absolutely miserable. Snap bottom. And they have their best card versus us. That card's better than Hazoret and better than Chandra. Versus us. Oh, they have 2 of them. How fun. So we have practically no chance to win this game. We had very little chance when he played the first one. I would put our percent at like 1 or 2% or less. Probably less than that. We probably don't even have a full percent now. I guess if they... Like, our only real chance right now is them not having anything else to play. Like, them not having a third mana for, like, many turns. When I say not having a third mana, I also mean not having a creature. I'm probably cycling them both. I guess the Censor's a little bit better. Maybe we'll find a Gideon or something. Nope. So we need them to miss a land drop and a 2-drop yet another turn. He's sure taking a long time just to beat me. By the way, hey Jay Still. JJ Still, what are you into today? So what could we draw here? Oh, nothing, because they drew another 2-drop. Oh, it's not 2-drop. Okay. Well, so we're going down to a minimum of 4. That sucks. Hey. Well. Okay. Try to pad our life total a little bit. Is that in what part of Texas is that in? Is that part that got like crushed by the hurricane or whatever? It's kind of interesting. So my opponent just has 2 burn spells. I could be dead. Casting a fumigate. I'm still just dead if he has a bunch of things, so guess we'll go ahead and play this. Wow, he had F6. That's kind of good for us. Maybe we'll get the second cat going on. Northeast? Alright. So you didn't get to see any of the, like, destroyed stuff. So I gave herself 0% chance to win this game, and then our opponent just like didn't play spells. Sure. Alright, go kitty cats. He didn't have a 4-drop again, by the way. How bad has our opponent's hand been? Yeah, Texas is bigger than most countries, I think. Or at least a lot of countries. He's not said anything. He's not said anything here at all. He's just drawing really poorly. Doesn't seem to be complaining or anything. I mean, he got a 5-card draw off a Beaumont Courier, and he got to play 1 spell after that. Well, 2 spells, I guess. No, he never did play the 2nd spell. I just kept assuming he would. Alright, well, we got lucky and got past a mono red deck with our version of the deck that's not built to beat mono red. Anyway. Oh, and also, how are you, No Grease? I don't think I've saw you in here before. And for everybody that's new to the chat, if you're enjoying what you're seeing, please click the follow button down below. And if you look in the description down below the stream, you'll find a link to my Twitter that's got all the deck lists we play every time we go live. And just random musings, my comments and opinions on stuff. Just basically me being a butthole plus our deck list. And if you're watching from YouTube, which there's also a link down below, then you can see all of the streams, some additional content, and in every video in the description there's a link to our Twitch, our Twitter, and our deck list. And I didn't notice this, but 22 minutes, Barracuda SMK followed, so thank you very much for that as well. Alright, so we're going to try to get a 4-1. Yeah, I can imagine. Ah, I feel I'm blushing. This hand's a keep. Opponent is 4-0, you say, so we're trying to crush his day. He's trying to crush our day as well. All the days being crushed. Oh, he's playing Temur. This is our best match. I get instantly excited when I see that he's playing Temur. Let's hope that we hold. We played Temur yesterday, and I had mana troubles every single round, and I was salty. I had the video I'm going to post later today. Just don't watch it. I'm Saudi people. People are gonna hate me. I probably shouldn't even post it, but probably gonna post it in what do you call it? In the spirit of fairness, when I'm being a prick and playing bad, I guess I'm gonna post those just the same as when I'm playing well. Sure wish I did. I had 4 mana and the wrong colors about 5 million times yesterday. And to date, every time I've played a confiscation coup, my opponents had one to take the thing back with. Can we go back to Shota's build that has the third confiscation coup in it? So our hand's amazing. Gonna Essence Scatter whatever he plays. Certainly going to Essence Scatter that one. I'm going to pretend to Essence Scatter whatever he plays now. So that's going to be a 6/6. Sure. I think we want the land and not the censor. Maybe we didn't want the land either. Who knows? Gonna try to use a Blessed Alliance on his first spell. Well, I've drawn everything I want now. Just have to find an approach. Everything I want other than an approach. I'll rephrase. Hey, thank you for following me on Twitter. Yeah, drawing an approach soon would be nice. Especially if they like untap and play Scarab God or something. Big money Lone Tusk Cub. Come on, opponent. Give us that extra fumigate value. Nope. No extra fumigate value? Well, that's rude. I'm still gonna cast the first fumigate. I gotta find an approach. Would also be acceptable to find a draw to. Or a cast out, I guess. Well, that's a good one. You know what a stasis snare is? Not really a good one. Yeah, now we're starting to run out of time. Starting to run out of time now. Well, that card does something, but not a lot. So yeah, we have like one turn to find a draw to into a cast out or just a cast out. Or we could still potentially draw like approach into approach or something. But we're certainly in very bad shape now. We are 17 cards deep right now. Well, we're probably dead. You can have all removal spells in his hand or something like that and not have a target for him, I guess. Or you could just have a Scarab. Oh, it's not Scarab God. Alright. Yep, don't think we have any outs. What do we got here? Another land? Sure. 11 lands and 19 cards. Always fun. Hey, Atrocity. I wish I was. I woke up with something in my eye today. I wasn't able to go back to bed. So 3 spells and we're definitely dead? There's one. And we're just dead. Alright, well 12 lands in 18 cards. There's 12 lands and 20 cards, rather. It happens. He got us down to 3, drew 5 with his first Beaumont, but we got to the Fumigate, and he only played 1 spell after the Fumigate the rest of the game, even though he drew 5 more cards. So we were just able to play cat and win. Actually, going to try Descend. I usually don't sideboard in Descend in this match. I've not really found it needed. But I kind of want to try just the one because of the Scarab Gods. Again, this match is pretty favored for us. But, you know, sometimes you draw 12 lands and 8 spells. But we'll play first. And sometimes you draw 1 land. Snap Maul. Alright. So apparently we just don't get to play Magic. We have to keep this hand. Like, this hand doesn't even have the type of spells we need to win this match. Like, assuming we drew a land, we still don't even have the spells that we really need here. Bottom. And the third draw step. Well, at least we hit the land there. Yeah, that's pretty rare. I mean, we got lucky and beat the mono red deck, so I guess it's fitting if we get unlucky and lose to the Teamer deck, right? It's only fair. So we're in a spot now where I need to draw 4 lands in a row pretty much, and I need him to not draw negates. doesn't seem like a very likely ask. So I've played this deck in 9 matches now. No, 10. 10 matches now. I played the Teamer deck. I've cast that Wandering Fumarole one time like that. I think I've got paired versus it 6 times, and my opponents have did it in 10 games. They didn't have it game 1, but... Or did they have it game 1? I don't even remember. Oh, wow. Get all the Fumigate value. One time Fumigate? Or one time untap land, rather? That's not an untap land. But we knew it wasn't going to be an untap land before we drew it, because it's us. We can still lose. He still has 4 cards in hand. And hello, Sad Mafioso. He still has 4 cards in hand. We could easily lose. Probably not a favorite to lose, but... See? Yeah, could easily lose. What we got here? Everything at Gideon, so I can't save Gideon at all. So, might as well let Gideon die. Yeah, we could draw 3 lands in a row and still win. If he doesn't have a negate, rather. Like, 3 lands in a row is probably fast enough. Or we could just not draw the land at all. Alright, well, that was a fun game. It happens. Can't be too upset, though, because we wasn't supposed to beat the mono red deck anyway. So we get the same result either way. Might as well open the chest. See how bad we want to cut ourselves. We get some number of play points. 20. Broke evenish on that chest then. But anyway, so we went 3-2 in the league. We played versus a Brew. We beat Mono Red. We lost to Teamer. I don't remember what this loss was. This was the guy that we were like, oh, this was the black-green deck that we were like 1 turn off of beating both games. I don't remember what we beat round 2 either. I remember it not really being very hard, but I don't remember what it was. Oh, it was the Pummeler deck. Alright. So yeah. So we beat a Brew. We beat Pummeler. We lost to Black Green, which is a good match. A very good match. We beat Mono Red, which is a very bad match. And then we lost to Teamer, which is a very good match. So we went 0-4 versus good matches and 2-1 versus a bad match. Anyway, that's going to be it for me tonight. I'm going to see who we're going to host, and then we're going to hop off here. Probably just host Eric again. He's playing Modern. Everybody else seems to be like playing Cube or something. Anyway, thanks everybody for stopping by, and take care everyone. I appreciate it. I may come back and stream later tonight. If I do, we'll probably play Pummeler, but like, don't count on it. I probably shouldn't even say it. But let's go get some exercise in. Later.